Hello and welcome to Ctrl Alt WoW, the podcast for those of us who love World of Warcraft and love making many alts. I am Aprillian and it is Monday, April 16th, 2007, and this is our special video edition in which I'm going to cover two different things, dual boxing and RPG outfitting. I am running Aprillian on the left, she's my warlock, and on the right is Aprillian, who's my hunter, obviously. And I'm going to go over how I do this, and while I'm doing that, I'm also going to tell you what's going on in the actual gameplay. Of course, Aprillian's doing her buffs, and right here, Aprillian was trying to skin this level 23 hyena, and found out that his skill was not high enough. He's a level, I think it was a level 111. So in the subsequent video, you're going to see us run over across the road. We're in Southern Barrens, right at that little corner intersection there that runs down to Dustwallow Marsh, Dustwallow Marsh. And so he's going to go over and kill 4 or 5 level 22s, and then he'll be able to skin a level 23. Let me tell you a little bit about my setup. On the left, I have an iMac. It's an Intel 20-inch dual core, 2 something, and it has 2 gigs of RAM, 2.5 gigs I think. On the right is my cinema display. It's a 20-inch also, and it's connected to my MacBook Pro, which is an Intel dual core. So what I mainly do is I set up buffs on Aprillian, and you're gonna see her stand around a few times because I set up have her do the buffs. And then I use the KVM switch. That's that dark cord on the bottom there. It's an IO gear. I use that to switch over to Aprillian and have him start shooting and put his buffs out. And okay, so we're getting a hyena, and I think at this point, while we were getting this up, we ended up getting a couple of ads. Aprillian has a Dragon Hawk pet for now. Later on, that same weekend, we ended up going over to Azure Mist Isle and getting a Ravager on him. Okay, this is where we take out the Dragon Hawks. But as you can see, I have Aprillian on follow. He continues to shoot, and I can switch over. The one thing that I've discovered and had to retrain myself about the warlock is that she doesn't need space. So as you can see, while Aprillian is shooting, taking out the Dragon Hawk, Aprillian is getting attacked by another dragon. But of course, the dragon serpent. These aren't dragons. These are wind serpents. Excuse me. I'm sorry. And so, hooked on my dragon hawk hatchlings that I'm making money on the auction house today. And everything that. But these are wind serpents. And even though Aprillian was getting attacked by the wind serpent nearest to him, he still continued to shoot the one farthest away, which I find to be the best tactic. Because to me, he hit more than, up close hitting for a hunter. I guess you call that melee. I don't know the official terms. We didn't loot these right away because they were still too high for Aprillian to skin. And here's an interesting thing, is that he manages to up his skinning and still come back and get those wind serpents. You'll see that later on. So there is a brief period of time where you're able to come back and get to your loot or skin your items if you can't do it right away. I want to take this time to apologize for my cold, but I really wanted to get this out because, and I want to shout out to my guild, Alea Iacta Est, and Crucifuge, who was particularly interested in seeing this video. Okay, so now we're running around. Oop, we just passed, what is that, a shaman? Who's the one that can do the form? Was it a druid? Anyways, we just passed, we are now looking for other level 22s for Aprillian to skin. And I also want to point out that this isn't my best form. I recently tried triple boxing. Well, actually dual boxing with triple monitors. So the iMac is actually capable of running 2 instances or 2 versions of World of Warcraft at the same time, and I have 3 accounts by accident. And
I need to get closer.
I could run 2 accounts on the iMac with the second account running on the cinema display and another running on the PowerBook with the PowerBook. My desk fortunately was big enough to accommodate all of them. I have been dabbling with the idea of possibly getting a 3rd monitor or a 2nd monitor. The iMac has the built-in monitor, and then running the PowerBook off of that. It's very doable, but for me, oh, here you can see that Adrian was trying to skin a level 22, and he failed. I think when you're getting up closer to the next skill level or the next thing, you have to make several attempts. So, anyways, but using the PowerBook screen is only 15 inches. And before, which is funny, because before I was running a cinema display off of a Mac Pro and the PowerBook side by side, and I actually sold the Mac Pro in order to get the iMac because I wanted to have the 2 sides of screen the same. So I don't know if it's kind of funny that I'm now don't like the difference in the screen, when for a long time I was running the MacBook Pro and the Mac Pro and the cinema screen and the 15-inch screen. So anyways, let's get back to here. I think at this point he has gotten up to level 115 on his skinning, so now he can skin these level 23s. So basically this is showing you how dual boxing is possible. It can be even speedier once you get coordinated. I haven't been doing dual boxing with 2 people doing the same thing in a couple of days, so I kind of am out of practice. And of course there wasn't a very busy thing going on here. But the best part is that both Aprillian and Adrian are getting leveling up, and when we're doing a quest together, we finish both quest objections, and it's just a fun way for me to play. Now, let's move on to my next segment. And this is the end. We're coming to the end of this segment. They were looking for that hyena that they had killed earlier, but it's gone. And the next segment has to do with RPG. Anything to add? Please send us an email.